So Harley Davidson just finished up their 2024 model launch, and I've got some really strong opinions. Let's get into it. So I just watched Harley Davidson's 2024 model launch video, and I'm going to summarize everything for you as well as give you some of my opinions on what's happening with Harley Davidson. So first, I want to point out something that they did, which you typically don't see, and you usually never see these two things together, and that's drastic improvements on a lot of the models, as well as pretty significant price decreases at the same time. So I do applaud Harley Davidson for that. Now, there is no question that the CVO Road Glide ST is definitely the star of the show. That's the model that most people are excited about. So let's start with that one. Now, I want to start out by talking about the price because I saw speculation at as high as $60,000, $70,000. I think my personal speculation was $55,000 to $58,000. We were way off. So your base MSRP is going to be $42,999. Now there is a lot of hype around this bike, and at that price, I feel like the bang for the buck is absolutely there. So you can get this thing in two colors. Your first color option is going to be Raven Metallic. And your other color option is Golden White Pearl. Personally, I can't decide which of the two I like better, but I'm curious to know which one you're feeling. The next thing to point out is this comes with the 121 Milwaukee 8, but it is now a high output, which has a bigger cam, bigger air intake, and has a 5,900 RPM redline. That engine is going to produce 127 horsepower and 145 foot-pounds of torque. Now, I can't wait until people start tearing into this thing and seeing what kind of numbers they could really get out of this engine. I also want to point out that this bike is 25 pounds lighter than the 2024 Road Glide CVO non-ST model, and that puts it at 838 pounds as far as running order weight. Now let's look at the suspension. That's something I've been very critical about on Harley Davidson's in the past. On this bike, you're going to get fully adjustable front and rear suspension, but I did notice that the rear suspension is not the Screaming Eagle Öhlins. It is Showa who makes their regular suspension on all their regular bikes. So I'm not sure if this was a cost savings or for continuity. I'm just glad to see Harley offering that from the factory. Now let's talk about the carbon fiber. So you can get carbon fiber on your tank console, your front fender, as well as your seat cowl. Another thing I found interesting about this bike is you get your 3 standard ride modes and then 4 customizable ride modes, in addition to a track and a track plus mode, which sounds like it could be fun. Apparently it was developed with Kyle Wyman. Next up, let's talk about the CVO Pan America. Now, a lot of people, myself included, said, why on earth would you make a CVO Pan America? And I think this is why. So this bike comes in at a $28,399 MSRP. It's available in one color, which is the legendary orange color. For comparison, the non-CVO Pan America is now $20,000. So what's different on this bike besides the paint? So the bike will come standard with the bags that you see here. And these are really nice bags, I might add. You're also going to get some additional LED lighting, which all adventure guys end up putting on their bike. So it's nice to see that coming from the factory. And I believe you get some upgraded radiator guards and skid plate as well. Another thing I didn't hear mentioned in the model reveal, maybe I just missed it, was that this bike also comes with the Screaming Eagle quick shifter, which I thought was pretty rad. Now, as far as the why would you make this bike, which like I said, I had the exact same question. If you scroll Instagram or any social media outlet, you'll see that a lot of people have been custom painting their Pan Americas. I mean, putting some really high-end, really cool paint jobs on these bikes. And yes, this is an adventure bike. It's made to be ridden off-road. But it seems to me that a lot more people are kind of keeping them on the street, using them as a way to have a Harley Davidson, but have something that not everybody else is going to be on, which I personally dig. I think that is a great idea. I think it's cool that Harley Davidson is offering it from the factory. And the last thing I want to point out about this bike, maybe it's just me, but that red subframe looks absolutely amazing. I'm super into the little details like that, and I think this was a really good touch that Harley did on this bike. So the CVO Road Glide and CVO Street Glide are back for 24. We saw that new body style first in 2023. Nothing has changed on those bikes, but the colors, they are some really, really good colors for this year. I personally dig this orange, and then I think they're calling this color Copperhead, which also looks really good. Just depends on your taste, how loud you want. Typically, I don't like the busier paint jobs, but I think this is the one that I would go with. Now, moving on to your Road Glide and Street Glide models. You now no longer have a special and standard. There is just one model of each. Both bikes got the new CVO body design, which I feel like was due. We got the Rushmore update in 2014, so this would be the 10-year anniversary. It was about time for a new design, and I do like this one. So both bikes got a bump from the 114 up to a 117, making 105 horsepower, 130 torque. Also with that, your Road Glide is 16 pounds lighter than the 23 model, and your Street Glide is 18 pounds lighter than the 23 model. But I think the biggest news of all on both of these models is they got a significant price drop. Both bikes are going to start at $25,999, which I feel like is extremely competitive in this market. Both models are available with chrome or black trim, and on both models you're going to pay an additional $1,350 to get the black trim. Both bikes have 7 color options in the black trim and 6 color options in the chrome trim. I'll throw those up now so you can see what those colors look like on the black as well as the chrome trim. Let me know which ones you guys like the most. And lastly, both the Street and Road Glide got that 12.3-inch infotainment system, which as far as I know is the biggest in the industry. And I think that's just the way of the future. You know, cars, you're seeing their entire dash is now a full-on screen. And I guess Harley's going to follow suit with that. A lot of you that watch my channel know I have absolutely zero problem airing my grievances to Harley Davidson on the things that I think they could do better or don't do right or didn't get right or messed up on. But I can't do that for the 24 model lineup. I don't see any flaws in what they did. So they redesigned the bikes. They gave us more power. They cost less money. I mean, this is a big year for Harley Davidson. I really, truly feel like they stepped up and they want to make sure that they remain king of the V-twin market. And I know there'll be a lot of naysayers, you know, talking about other brands being superior in this way or the other. But the simple fact is, when you look up the market share, Harley Davidson has by far the lion's share of the market, and it's hard to argue with those numbers. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I do want to hear from you. Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you think Harley really brought their A game on this one, or do you feel like they could have done better? Subscribe if you're not already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.